Taking it slowly is exactly why you are getting nowhere in your self-development journey. I speak to so many women who are taking it slowly, who are putting no pressure on themselves, who are saying, I am just going to see how it goes. I'm just going to take it one day at a time. I'm going to try and get into running, but I'm not going to put any pressure on myself. I'm going to try and lose some weight, but no expectations. And this is killing your chances of success. It is killing it because you're automatically deciding from the get-go that it's a negotiable result. By the end of this video, you're going to learn exactly why 10 times is faster than 2 times, how to get results even quicker and more efficiently than ever, how to get results without burning yourself to the ground and over-restricting, and how to ensure that you are not somebody that takes it easy, that you're somebody that commits, because that is the type of woman that you are. First of all, if you made it to this point, can I just say congratulations? So many women are looking for the quick fixes. They're looking for the how can I lose 5 kilos as fast as possible. They're looking for the quick 30-minute ab workouts. And most women aren't willing to accept that it's going to take them time. They're not willing to do the mindset work, which, by the way, is 95% of your fitness journey is actually working on the mind, working on those subconscious thoughts, working on those beliefs, working on those self-sabotaging behaviors. Now, when you implement all of this, it will genuinely change your life. The biggest thing that I see between a woman that succeeds and a woman that does not in their fitness journey, in their entrepreneurial journey, whatever it may be, in their self-development journey, is somebody that is willing to go all in. And going all in doesn't mean that you cut everything else off. Sorry, just scratch the mic. Doesn't mean that you cut everything else off in your life. But what it does mean is that you decide from that very, very moment onwards, this is your result. This is what you are going to achieve. Which, by the way, a little bit of sprinkly manifestation in there, but you decide this is what I'm going to achieve and I will not accept anything other. So let's talk about why it is important to go all in. Well, the first thing is that when you say there's no expectations on yourself, you automatically set small goals. And what happens is when we set small goals, there is no excitement. There is no... As humans, we are goal-driven beings. We want to achieve something. We want to achieve something big. We want something to work towards. We want a challenge. We need challenge to keep our brain stimulated. If you haven't heard of Tony Robbins, he literally says, if you are not evolving, you are dying. You have to continually be challenging your brain. Your brain will otherwise start to not work in the same way because there is no challenge. We need problem solving. Why do you think things like Sudoku are so popular in the older generation? We need mental stimulation to keep us growing, to keep us living. We need some form of excitement, some form of something, right? So if you set really, really small goals, what do you think your motivation is going to be to achieve them? I hear women say like, oh, I'm just gonna aim to go for a walk every single day. Bitch, that is getting you nowhere. Okay, yes, go for a walk, but what do you want out of that walk? Do you want to spend time with your thoughts? Do you want to lose weight? What is the intention behind it? So asking yourself at all times, what is the intention behind this? Like, set small goals and have small motivation. Obviously, you want to set goals that are big and scary. And there is another reason for this, and this is the principle of 10 times is faster and easier than 2 times. And this is a book from a motivational speaker, I can't remember his name, and a psychologist. I also cannot remember his name, but I'm audiobooking it. Let me have a look. I've got it on my audiobooks. This is really bad. Okay. It's 10 times is easier than 2x. 10x is easier than 2x by Dan Sullivan and Dr. Benjamin Hardy. And it's a brilliant audiobook. It's free if you have Spotify Premium, which, by the way, if you didn't know, you can access so many hundreds of audiobooks for free if you have Spotify Premium. Like, go and learn. Go and spend some time learning. That's what you should be doing on your walks. But what their basic principle is, it's easier to set bigger goals because when you set bigger goals, it forces you to think differently. If you're thinking 2 times, right? So you're thinking, okay, I'm going to lose a kilo this week, or this month even, or I'm going to eat healthier. Okay, well, what does that mean? Or you say, I want to start getting into self-development. Well, what does that mean? You have to have 10 times thinking. So 10 times thinking may be that you say, okay, I don't just want to be someone that goes to the gym here and there. I want to be someone that commits to the gym. Fuck, I want to become a personal trainer. I want to make this my career. I want to become a influencer of fitness, whatever it may be, right? Like whatever your goals are. But what that will force you to do is to think differently. Okay, well, if you want to become a fitness influencer, you're going to have to be someone that looks good. You're going to have to be in shape yourself. You're going to have to know what you're talking about. So how do you do that? Well, I'm going to have this habit, and I'm going to have this thought process, and I'm going to have to do this behavior. So you have to put yourself in that 10x thinking in order to reverse engineer and to see what is not working for you right now. If your goal is to 10x your mindset, okay, well, what are we doing right now that is not a 10x behavior? Like, what is not going to work for you? And this has been such a brilliant principle for me in my self-development journey to know that dabbling your toes in something is not going to get you to your goals. The person that does 10 minutes of meditation is always going to be the person that does 2 minutes of meditation, right? So seeing how can I go 10x? How can I set goals 10 times bigger than I thought what were possible for me, so that I start to think 10 times bigger. I start to act 10 times bigger. I start to think of the problems that I will have at that 10 times point, not where I'm at right now. Because when you set goals based on where you're at right now, you are basically setting goals based on your past, because your past has been, like, yesterday's gone. That is gone. This moment, she's gone. It's in the past. It doesn't matter anymore. So how can you set goals that are in alignment with where you want to be, not who you were? And that's a huge mistake I see so many people make. And it's one that, honestly, I've only learned this year, like in the last 6 months, is to set goals based on what you want, not what you think is possible for you. Or set goals based on what you think you want to achieve in the future, not what you've done previously. Previously, I'd set goals based on what I'd done. Oh, well, I want to do another photo shoot prep because that one went quite well. Okay, well, just because that one went well, that's in the past now. Like, what do you want out of this new one? What do you want your business to look like in this new way? What do you want your self-development to look like in this new way? Not basing it on that old version of you who no longer exists. So when you set small goals, you're going to have low motivation. You're going to have low discipline, because there's no sense of urgency when you set a small goal. It's kind of like, you know, if I set a goal, for example, that I wanted to lose, I don't know, a few pounds, right? It's not that big of a goal. And so what would happen is, when push comes to shove and you're at those decision crossroads, you're going to choose the easier option. You're going to choose to skip the workout. You're going to choose to eat their unhealthy food, because there's not really any reason for you to do it. Whereas if I told you, you need to lose 10 kilos by this date to get into your dream job, toxic job, if it's making you lose 10 kilos, but you get my point, right? Like, there's so many different emotions attached to that. There's so many different values and needs of your goals that are attached to that. So you're going to be more driven to do it because you have a reason to do it. If you don't have a reason and you don't have a large enough motivation, you don't have a large enough why, well, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to stay adherent to that. Now, the next thing is having half-assed commitments. When you set small goals, once again, when you do that small commitment, those micro commitments, and you choose to just dabble, you choose to just go and make it negotiable. I'll try and get into fitness. I'll try and eat healthy. I'll try and lose some weight. I'll try and stay consistent. My mum, if she's listening, I spoke with her the other day and I said, I'll coach you for free. Like, I'll coach you because I want you to be the healthiest, fittest version of yourself, you know? As women, as we become menopausal, we lose bone density, we lose muscle mass. It's more important than ever for us to be strength training and looking after our nutrition, beyond just eating low calories, but genuinely looking at what are you putting in your body. And she said, oh, well, I don't know if I'll be disciplined enough, and I don't know if I'll be able to stick to it, and I won't be a good client. Well, I said, you've decided that before we've even started. Why won't you be a good client? Why won't you be disciplined? Why won't you stick with it? Because you've decided that you're not going to stick with it. She said, well, lots of things going on. But I was like, Mum, that is a decision that you are making, and choosing to go half-assed is a choice. It's a choice in itself. So if you are half-assing it and you're going to have that half-assed commitment, understand that it's going to take you so much longer to achieve your goals. Again, I speak to women that have been in my DMs for years inquiring about coaching. Back when I was charging pennies for coaching, it was too much. And then now it's still too much, but there's still no action being taken. There's a lot of wants. There's a lot of, I want to break free from yo-yo dieting. And yet I see them sign up for the next 8-week shred with another coach. There's a lot of, I want to improve my mindset. And then I see them say, oh, cheat day. I want to lose the weight, and yet they're back with Slimming World. You have to commit fully to yourself and commit fully to this journey. You can't be coach dabbling. You can't be resource dabbling. You need to find one thing that's going to work for you and stick with it for a long period of time. Go all in on that one thing. All in. Right now, I'm going all in on YouTube and podcasts and growing my audience, because that's something that's super important. And I know that that's a part of my 10x journey, right? So even though this isn't about business, like this podcast, this YouTube, it's about fitness, it's about self-development, it's about mindset. But I'm going to tell you these things about my business because it helps you understand and it helps you resonate and it helps you know what I'm doing, and I'm leading from the front with that 10x, because fitness now is just a part of who I am. It's a part of my identity. So I can't tell you that, oh, I'm going 10x on my fitness, because my fitness is already there, you know? So with my business, like I said, I'm going all in on my podcast, on my YouTube. And what does that mean? Well, it means that every single day I'm committing 2 to 3 hours to learning about it, to creating, to producing. I'm not going, oh, I'll try it. I'm going, right, I've got 30 days in August and I'm going to commit 30 days to giving it my all. And after these 30 days in August, then I'll probably do it again in September. And choosing these things to focus on, to go all in on, to have that full commitment to, is the key and the epitome of progress. When you are trying to dabble in so many different things and you're trying to do these little goals, but you're not achieving any of them, you stay stuck in this process of unfulfillment, of wanting to achieve things, but getting nowhere with any of them because you refuse to commit, because you're scared of commitment. You're scared of, well, if I go all in and if I say I'm going to put this pressure on myself and I say I'm going to get this result, what if I don't achieve it? And that's where we build that trust muscle. That's where you build that trust in yourself. And you do that through doing the thing. You do that through doing the deep subconscious work and doing the journaling and doing the meditations and doing the affirmations and ensuring that you know subconsciously that you're safe. But ultimately, the reason that you don't trust yourself is because you've never followed through. And your trust muscle right now, she's weak. She's weak as shit. She's like your biceps. Not mine though. Actually, that's not a good shot of my biceps. Let's just pretend. Anyways, you have to commit and you have to build up that trust muscle. And the only way that you build up that trust muscle is by doing the work. And when I say the work, I don't just mean hard grind discipline. That is not my vibe at all. I truly believe that the mindset work is 95% of this. You have to do the mindset work as well. And if you want to learn more about that, you can join my Evolve Academy, where I talk all about the mindsets and the energetics behind your transformation as well. I'll link it in the description, but you have to do the mindset work as well. The creating the safety, the removing the self-sabotage, the removing the limiting beliefs, that will come in when you try to do something new, when you try to go all in. If you have yo-yo dieted consecutively for 12 years, and then all of a sudden you're like, right, I'm going to do this sustainably now, you are going to have so many ridiculous amount of doubts and fears and parts of you that are going to come in, the part of disbelief. There's going to be so many different things that will come in and tell you that that's not who you are, because it is the path of resistance. That is the path that you haven't traveled before. Your ego does not like the unfamiliar. So you have to support your subconscious by doing the mindset work, and then support your conscious and your subconscious technically by doing the physical work as well. So doing the reps, putting the reps in, whether it be your training, your nutrition, your mindset, your building the YouTube, for me, doing the research every day and putting the reps in. And that consistency and that commitment comes from me going all in. If I said, oh, yeah, I'm going to try and post a video every week, I'm going to try and do a podcast a week, you know, what would happen is I probably wouldn't do it, because I said I'm going to try. I haven't actively made a decision. I am going to do this. This is what I'm going to do it by. This is what it's going to look like. This is what happens if I don't do it. This is how it contributes to the bigger picture of my life. This is how I'm going to support myself to do it when I don't want to do it. Because of course you're going to have those dips in motivation, but big goals equals big motivation. Big goals equals big discipline, equals big systems, equals big rewards. So you want to think about those things, okay? Now, the next thing is about your identity. When you go all in, you create this new identity and you have to divorce your old self. I've spoken about this a lot in terms of embodiment and confidence. You have to divorce your old self, that old version of you. The one that got you to where you are right now is not the one that's going to. And it's a really weird concept of divorcing your old you, but I almost think about it as shedding skin, and you're almost like stepping into this new skin. And if you've ever done any meditations around that, like it's the most transformative thing where you literally think about shedding your old skin and you're stepping into this new one, this new beautiful one, that radiant one that is aligned with all of your goals. So when you think about achieving your goals and going all in on them and becoming the woman that you want to be, have a think about who she is. What does she do? What does she look like? What are her habits? What are her behaviors? How does she hold herself? How does she dress? How does she think? For me right now, like I'm saying, my evolved version of me, the version of me that I'm working towards every single day, she is majestic. She looks incredible. She has this radiant confidence about her. She trains hard. She works hard. She works intentionally. She doesn't procrastinate. She works intentionally in blocks. She has her time to relax. She has her time to think. That's one thing I'm really working on, is giving myself that space to think and not being caught being a busy fool, just working, but getting nothing done. So think about what your higher self would look like and start to think about that identity and bringing her in every single day. When you set small goals and you decide that you're going to have no pressure and that you're just going to try to do something, the issue with that is that there's no change in your identity. You're still the same version of you. You're still eating the same things, doing the same things. You maybe see it as a temporary diet or a temporary training program or a temporary shred. You don't see it as a shift in who you are and who your behaviors are and what you do. And the easiest way, honestly, to transform your body is to become a person that is healthy and fit. And how do we become a person that's healthy and fit? Well, think of every single time you do something, think, does this look like a healthy and fit person? This was transformational for me, like maybe 2 years ago when I was moving into being more conscious with my nutrition. I was very much an if it fits your macros girl, shove every single thing under the sun into my macros because I could fit it in. And I'm talking like probably 50-50 junk food a day. And it would be sweets, sugary food, crisps, everything, right? Because I could fit it into my macros. And when I started to think about what would the healthiest version of me do, I realized, okay, she wouldn't be eating all of this crap. This is not me embodying a healthy, happy individual. This is somebody that's still looking for dopamine through food, right? So asking yourself, what would that version of you look like? So when you set small goals, you don't have the opportunity to shift your identity, which is absolutely pivotal to you changing your goals. When you set small goals, when you go half-ass, when you kind of dabble in things, you don't feel it to be important. You don't feel it to need to shift your identity. And that's why you're stuck in the same cycles. When you set 10x goals, these are non-negotiable. They require you to elevate your personal standards. And if you go to like 2 episodes ago, I think it was, talking about your personal standards, and I really spoke about if you want to change your life, you're going to have to change what you accept for yourself as the norm. That might mean you wake up early. Like, fuck it. I wake up 5:30, do my meditation, do my journaling, go for a walk, let myself think, listen to an audiobook, come back, get straight into work. I'm in a season right now of growth, and that means that a lot of times when you are working on yourself, you're going to have to be okay with spending some of that time in isolation. And I love the term like going monk mode, like where you kind of shut yourself off and just focus on that thing at hand. But that requires, again, a huge commitment. It requires a huge shift in your identity. But when you do that, you can change 10x. You will notice some people say they want to achieve their goals, and some people do achieve their goals. And you are not what you say, but you are what you do. You are not what you aspire to or what your goals are. You're what you actually follow through on. And every single day, I'm thinking with every single one of my actions, is this in line with my goals? Is this what I'm working towards? I catch myself scrolling because I'm a human. Like, I catch myself scrolling and I go, nope, that is not you, Evie. That is not you. That is not bad bitch Evie, or that is not like my goal, future goal. That is not you right now, because you have to embody your version of you right now, right in this second. Right in this very second, you have to embody that. You have to become that version of you. And you have to have that ability to call yourself out and hold yourself to those personal standards, because you're not always going to feel like doing it. But big goals equals big action. Big goals equals big personal standards. And when you half-ass, when you dabble, and when you try and say and make it negotiable, you you make it 10 times harder for yourself because it becomes a choice, it becomes something that you maybe do or you maybe don't. So what I want you to do is I want you to pick some things that you are going to go all in on. It could be your self-development, it could be your journaling, it could be meditation, it could be your fitness journey, it could be your nutrition, it could be your mindset work. Go all in on it. Go all in on it for 30 days. Track it. Track it in a habit tracker. I will literally link you the one that I give to my clients. Track everything that you do. Hold yourself accountable to it. And if you can't hold yourself accountable, then that's what coaches are for. That is what I am here for, is to hold my clients accountable. You have to decide though, and it all comes from a decision from you, that you are no longer going to try and achieve results. You're no longer going to try with no pressure, but you're going to go all in. And when you go all in, the shifts both in your mind, in your energy, is insane. You see a woman that has chosen to go all in on her self-development and she is unfucking stoppable. But you have to make that choice for yourself. Nobody else can make it for you. I hope you've enjoyed this video episode as always, and I love recording all things self-development. I hope you guys I was going to say I hope you don't mind the shift in content, but also like I'm following my passion, so I'm not really that asked. If you're not enjoying it, that's okay. I am very much moving more towards self-development, mindset, and I think fitness is such a huge part of that. But I realize as I get older that fitness isn't the whole puzzle piece. You can have the best body in the world, but if you're self-sabotaging, if you don't have the right mindset, if you are struggling in your personal life, then it doesn't matter how you look. It's about how you operate and how you feel through and through. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. Again, don't forget to leave the podcast or my YouTube a review, give it a good old rating. If you feel comfortable, please do share on your stories. Drop me a comment. Let me know how you are finding these episodes, and have a beautiful rest of your day. I love you. Goodbye.